YouTube! Welcome back, everybody. Week 14 picks. Let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. I was sick last week. Now I'm feeling great. Ready to give these Week 14 picks to you guys. Before I get right into this week's picks, some healthy picks, a word from our partners at DUBBY Energy. We are happy to announce that we have partnered with DUBBY. DUBBY is a clean energy drink that gives you no jitters, crash, or angst like other energy drinks. DUBBY was founded in 2011 and since then created a very grown and awesome community of streamers, content creators, and gamers. A serving of DUBBY contains vitamins, amino acids, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. It does not contain any sugar, malexidrin filter, artificial colors or dyes, secret formulas, hidden ingredients, and it is also gluten-free. All flavors are unique and custom made by DUBBY. Each drink comes out to about $1 per drink or less, much cheaper than Starbucks or canned drinks, made in the United States as well. We drink DUBBY to stay focused while making these DraftKings videos so we can push out the best possible content and lineups for you guys. Use the link in the description in this video or on our socials to get yourself a tub of DUBBY and use the code VEG, that's code VEG, V-E-G, for 10% off at the checkout. Stay cool, stay DUBBY. Rolling into the Week 14 picks, we have a great slate here ahead of us in Week 14. We got some picks that, should go great, but as you've seen over, every week that rolls, picks that are projected to do great don't always do great. Some do, and the picks that are sometimes not projected to do great do astronomical. Let's get into the picks that our channel, Hero Spells, Veg, and Mod Life Studios predict that's going to do great in Week 14, starting with the quarterback position, Jared Goff versus the Minnesota Vikings, who love to get decimated in the yards column, especially as of late. The Vikings have the worst defense as far as yards per game is, but they somehow find ways to win games. So I'm not going to be surprised in any way that this game is going to come down to the last 2 seconds of the game like it always is. But nonetheless, every single quarterback so far that's played the Minnesota Vikings has basically had a field day against them, and I don't anticipate that to stop. With the Caleb Evans being out again this week for the Vikings, I like Jared Goff maybe getting that ball to Amon-Ra St. Brown against the Vikings at a home game. Vikes are underdogs in that game, by the way, going into Week 14. Running back number 1 and 2, I got Zeke, as in Ezekiel Elliott, going against the Houston Texans, the worst run defense in the league, and Isaiah Pacheco for the Chiefs going up against the Denver Broncos. I don't know what to say about Denver really at this point. Denver is just a mess from head to toe, from the CEO all the way down to the peons. They are a mess. Isaiah Pacheco is a good matchup here going into Denver. I could potentially change this if, I'll give you a spoiler alert, Joe Mixon's my flex, but if Joe Mixon stays in there and stays healthy, I'm going to give Isaiah a shot because he's really been great in Clyde Edwards-Helaire's absence. Isaiah Pacheco has really been there for the Kansas City Chiefs. They've been giving him the rock, not only handoffs, but he's also been getting those dump-off screen passes and executing for like 8 to 9 yards per catch, which is exactly what you want out of a running back in PPR formats, which is what DraftKings is. The Ezekiel Elliott pick is also another one here that is a little shaky because I know Pollard's there and they're both healthy, so they're probably going to split time. But they're going against Houston, right? Houston is the textbook definition of suck. They suck. So the ball is going to be ran most of the game. I don't think Dallas is going to have to throw the ball more than 7 times in this game. So who's it going to be? Is it going to be Zeke or is it going to be Pollard? Pollard is $600 more than Zeke, and we can't fit him into the lineup this week, unfortunately. And Dallas does like to use Zeke at the goal line. So if Zeke gets one, goal line touchdown, 50 yards, catch or two, that's honestly okay in this situation based on the wide receiver capability that we have in this lineup, as well as the tight end position. We're going a little higher on the tight end position this week. Rolling into the wide receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyler Lockett, and the mystery pick. Can't tell you the mystery pick, so I'll get that out the way. But Tyler Lockett, I can give you. He's gotten 5 touchdowns in the last 6 games as a receiver for his Seattle Seahawks. Kudos to you, Tyler Lockett, and kudos to my picks, picking you last week as well. We picked Tyler Lockett last week, and he did exceptional for us in that slate. And I don't think that's going to stop at all against the Carolina Panthers. A good game, and this is a must win for the Seattle Seahawks, being that the 49ers are not going to say down and out, but they're not looking too great right now, being that their star quarterback is now done. So this is a chance for Seattle to maybe rally and be like, okay, let's take this division back. Hopefully Tyler Lockett has a big piece in that doing. Amon-Ra St. Brown versus the Minnesota Vikings. Easy pick here. This is one of the easiest picks I'm ever going to honestly make all year. Like I said, the Vikings secondary stinks. They just let up a ton of yards. And who gets those yards? The Lions receivers. Have the stack here, Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So hopefully that stack will solidify us a solid lineup this week. Wide receiver 1, you got to pay us. Be the first one to pay us. Nobody's paid us yet for those picks. Be the first one. Pay us. But we're not going to give it to you. Tight end, T.J. Hockenson of the Minnesota Vikings, not the Detroit Lions. But they do play the Detroit Lions. Why do I love this pick? Revenge game. Just screams revenge game. TJ had a touchdown 2 weeks ago against the Patriots. He did not get, that much volume against the Jets. However, this game just screams revenge game. I think the Vikings game plan this week is going to be work TJ, into the game plan, because it is his former team. And I know he's got a chip on his shoulder going into this game saying like, hey, I'm still in this division. You're going to be playing me 2 times a year, and I'm going to make you pay for it. I like TJ Hockenson this week going against his former team, the Detroit Lions. Flex position, I do like this pick as well if he plays Joe Mixon versus the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns allow a lot of yards on the ground to running backs, but is it going to be Pirine or is it going to be Mixon? That is the real question. Joe Mixon has had the questionable tag on him this whole week, and he did not play the last 2 weeks due to a concussion. The concussion injuries this year have been very black and white as to if they're going to play, or not, versus, say, a hip or a toe injury. A lot of players, it really comes down to the game time decision, and if they're feeling a little funky, they're probably not going to play. So if Joe Mixon plays, I do like him. He put up a 50 bomb actually in 1 week, so he's definitely capable of doing it. He had 5 total touchdowns, like 1 billion yards. So he can do it if they give him the opportunities to put the fantasy points up and win the game for his team. Essentially, at that point, if you're putting up 50 fantasy points, you're probably going to win that that football contest. But if he doesn't play, might sub Sabanje Pirine in there and maybe move either Zeke or Isaiah Pacheco around at the running back 2 position. So pay attention. If Joe Mixon plays, probably going to leave him in there. If not, obviously can't leave him in there. This lineup will shift in the running back categories. Without further ado, the defense and special teams. Easy pick, Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens lost their star. They lost 8-ball, Lamar Jackson. He's out indefinitely with a PCL injury, a knee injury that's going to be probably looming for the rest of the year, sadly. And for those that play fantasy football regularly, not just DraftKings, that sucks because it's coming right into that playoff time. And you're really counting on Lamar Jackson. Unfortunately, you're going to have to search that waiver wire, maybe pick up guys like Goff or, some Baker Mayfield, who's now a Ram. But yeah, Lamar Jackson's out. So I like Pittsburgh's chances here of getting to Hundley and, getting a few sacks, getting a pick or 2, maybe a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Who knows? But I like the matchup. Pittsburgh's defense has been solid for years, still solid to this day, and they're going up against a backup quarterback in a divisional game. And I believe it's actually a home game for Pittsburgh. I don't have it on my slate, but I think it's a home game. So, like I said, it just screams a great matchup here, rolling with Pittsburgh going into this slate. That is the conclusion of the Week 14 picks, everybody. We got Goff, Pacheco, Zeke. Feed Zeke against Houston. Houston sucks. Lockett, Amon-Ra St. Brown, pay us cash, which is wide receiver 3. TJ Hockenson, Joe Mixon, and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense versus a Lamar Jackson-less Baltimore Ravens. Appreciate you guys for tuning into today's video. If you liked the video, drop a comment, drop a heart for Hero Spells, drop a comment for me. We read all comments and we try to respond as fast as we can. If we haven't responded to your comment to the last videos, we'll make sure to get that done within the next couple days. But appreciate you guys for all the support tuning in this holiday season. We potentially could have some giveaways coming soon in the future. It is the Christmas season. We don't know yet, but once we figure that out, we're going to announce that so you guys can all participate and have fun and maybe win something during the holiday season. Thanks everybody for tuning in to today's video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and enjoy these week 14 games. It's going to be a good week of games this week. Let's do it. Have fun, everybody.